episode is out of control.
Hey, Stevan.
Hey, Bo.
How are you? How does it feel to be on a podcast?
It feels good. This is first time on a podcast, actually.
Wow, that's big. Big day for you. First time
Yeah.
hosting or first time being on one?
Either one. Never been on a podcast. Never heard my own voice.
Wow. What do you think about it?
Well, I don't hear it yet.
Oh, okay. Let me know how it sounds. I think it's great. Before we begin our show this week for the Premise Podcast, we have a quick word from our sponsor, which is Roadside Christian Billboards.
That's right.
Stevan, you know how sometimes you'll be driving down the freeway and you'll be contemplating life and what you believe, and then all of a sudden, there in front of you is a roadside Christian billboard. That's really something, isn't it?
It is. And, oftentimes when I'm driving on the interstate or something and I, just pass somebody on the road, I feel pretty bad about it. And I start to question, am I damned?
When you pass someone?
Yeah.
That is pretty bad. I like the roadside Christian billboards, like the ones that'll just have a picture of a baby, like just a picture of a baby.
That's right.
And it'll say, "See, there is evidence for God."
Yeah.
I guess if I'd never seen a baby, that would lead me to pull over to the side of the road and think about things.
Maybe,
do you think they want you to pull over, or do they want you to keep driving?
Probably depends. If they want you to text something, they probably want you to pull over. But I don't know. They tend to be pretty anti-regulation, so they might be cool with it.
And they have that phone number, 844-FOR truth for truth. That's too many numbers, isn't it? I've always been confused about that.
It is. I don't even know that many numbers. I wouldn't call. But they are our sponsor today, so we must recommend. They are our sponsor today. If you are worried,
I saw one that has a program. That it wants you to read the Bible one verse a day with them, one verse a day at a time. And it's isn't there a more efficient way?
Yeah, you might
die. That's like a million days. Yeah. It's like, you're really going to read Leviticus one verse at a time?
No.
There's got to be a more efficient way. But they're our sponsor, Roadside Christian Billboard. So the next time you see a roadside Christian billboard, feel free to pull over. Just keep looking at that baby up on the billboard.
That's right.
Stevan, we have a great show today, a very special premise this week for our podcast. Do you want to share a little bit about it?
Yeah. So from what I understand, we're going to be listening to some old-timey radio shows, some classics, with some comedy sketches from the 1940s. From what I understand, these were really the inspiration for some of Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin's best work.
Yeah, it's a classic comedy sketch radio podcast. They air old shows that happen to be recorded from the 40s, just on local stations, sketch comedy show. Sketch comedy was really big on the radio just after the war, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Welcome to the Classic Radio Sketch Comedy Podcast, where every week we give you a rare and archived variety comedy hour from a long-forgotten radio station. This week is a 1946 recording of the Dr. Feelgood Radio Hour. And that's enough introduction for now. Let's hear the tape.
A little bit higher, oh my, the moon is on fire. Come closer, cleaning my flying machine going up. Hold on, goodbye.
Gee whiz, what a tune! You just heard Come Josephine and My Flying Machine, a royalty-free classic from 1910. I'm your host, Sonny Van Leibowitz. You can hear songs like Come Josephine, Flying Machine, and many others here only on JMQR The Mothball. The Mothball. Welcome back to the Dr. Feelgood Radio Hour, the show that brings you royalty-free music and scripted comedy. And now, news from around the world. The troops are back home from the war and having a sort of a swell time with their honeys. Keep up the good work, ladies. Famous communist Walter Disney plans to construct a Disneyland in California. Theme park experts say the project will fail. President Truman today said he's very excited about a new product out of Paris, France called the bikini. This disc jockey doesn't know what that is, but hopes Mr. Truman continues to keep the imports coming in. That was news from around the world. Coming up soon, more royalty-free radio. Before that, we're going to have a comedy sketch for you. This is another episode of America's favorite radio family, the Rogerses.
Meet the Rogers family. They're just like any other American family. They work, they take vacations, they changed their names so their neighbors wouldn't know they were Jewish. Today is just like any other day for the Rogers family, but then again, they never seem to have a day without getting into some sort of trouble. Ha ha! Let's check in on them as Mr. Rogers gets home from work.
Honey, I'm home.
Gregory, you don't have to yell when I'm right here.
Why are you right here?
I have to sweep the patio for when the Smiths come over.
We're having company again? I just want to relax. Take a shower, put on my robe, smoke a pack of cigarettes, drink my Miller High Life, and read my Playboys.
You'll have plenty of time to rest before the Smiths get here. I guess you better hurry, because they'll be here in less than 10 minutes.
But that's not enough time.
If you hurry, it will be more rest than you deserve, Mr. Postmaster General.
You may not respect my work, Patsy, but it always pays the bills and keeps the mailboxes full.
Go, hurry, get your shower.
Yes, I suppose I'm wasting time.
Daddy!
Oh, what now?
Daddy, I'm oh so happy to see you.
Yes, I'm sure you are, Harriet, but Daddy has to take a shower.
Shower? I don't see how you can do that.
Why not?
The water heater is off.
Why is the water heater off?
I needed ice for my drink.
Well, now I don't have time to take a cold shower. I better get into my robe.
Hi, Pa.
Junior, what are you doing in the master bedroom?
I needed some cloth for a science project.
My robe!
Oh, did you like this robe?
I wear it every day.
I thought maybe you were tired of it.
Okay, no shower, no robe. Where are my cigarettes?
Here you go, Pa.
Why do you have my cigarettes?
I was smoking them.
I guess it's okay for kids to smoke. It is the 40s after all. But why couldn't you leave me one?
Oh, I only smoked one or two. I threw the rest in the garbage disposal.
Why'd you do that?
Science project.
Right. I'm gonna grab my Miller High Life. Maybe I can salvage this night after all. What? Where is my Miller High Life?
Dada?
Baby Gladys, do you know where my Miller High Life is?
Yes, I do.
Baby Gladys, where is my Miller High Life?
Mommy!
Patsy!
What is it, Gregory? I thought you were relaxing.
Patsy, did you drink my Miller High Life?
So what?
You know, I don't ask for much.
You asked for a lot.
Well, I want it. Ugh!
Gregory, please. The Smiths will be here any minute. Don't you think you've done enough relaxing?
Ugh.
How
How long until they get here?
Any second.
That's enough time for me to read my Playboys. Now, where are they? Where are they? Harriet, have you seen my Playboys?
No.
Baby Gladys, where are my Playboys?
Dada?
You're no help. Junior!
Yeah, Pop?
Have you seen my Playboys?
Yes, but...
Science project?
Yeah, Pop.
Honey, the Smiths are here.
Well, looks like old Gregory Rogers wasn't able to take a load off after all. Hopefully when the Smiths come inside, nobody will acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is that the Smiths have been blacklisted by Hollywood for being communists. Tune in next week for another episode of The Rogers Family.
And the monkey gay at the break of day, love to hear his chimpy say. Dabba 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 dabba, to the chimpy to the monk. Dabba 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 dabba. Dabba dabba dabba, and monkeys talk. Mean shit, I love you too. And when they were both made man and wife, they shouted out this day of the life return from their Abba-Dabba honeymoon.
Sonny Van Leibowitz here again for JMQR The Mothball.
The Mothball.
You just heard 1914's Abba-Dabba Honeymoon, another public domain classic. Before we continue on with our program, I'd like to talk to you a little about our sponsor, Dr. Feelgood Unfiltered Cigarettes. No one has invented a way to filter all the nasty out of cigarettes, and boy, oh golly, I sure do hope no one does. Unfiltered cigarettes give you all the flavor of cigarettes, plus all the toxins of cigarettes. Dr. Feelgoods are cigarettes made by doctors and for doctors. So the next time you see your primary care physician, ask if you can bum a Dr. Feelgood cigarette. They'll make you feel great. And now, another sketch. For this one, we'll go all the way back to 1796. This sketch is called Erecting the Washington Monument. For JMQR The Mothball Dr. Feelgood Radio Hour, this is Sonny Van Leibowitz.
1796, Washington, D.C. Okay, men. President Washington will be here any moment. Are we clear on how we will present our ideas for his monument?
Yes, I'm clear, Mr. Casey.
Very good, James. And you, Lenny?
Oh, I got good ideas.
Right. Lenny, how about you just let James and I handle this meeting with the president?
Sure thing, boss.
And remember, when he arrives, we want to present ourselves with elegance, grace, and composure.
Got it.
Oh my god, he's here. Just a minute.
We cannot keep him waiting.
If you can't get a hold of yourself, I can take the lead.
No. Okay, I'm good. Come in. President Washington, welcome.
Gentlemen, thank you for meeting with me.
The honor is all ours, Mr. President. Allow me to introduce ourselves. My name is Thomas Casey III, and I will be the head architect on your monument. This is my assistant, James Vanderblake.
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President.
Yes, quite. And who is this gentleman over in the corner?
Him? That's Lenny.
Hello.
Casey, let's hear those plans, shall we?
Oh, sure. Right this way.
I'll admit, I'm a bit embarrassed over the whole thing. Having a monument erected for me?
Not to worry at all, Mr. President. This monument won't be erected for another 50 years or so.
That's right, Mr. President. The committee just values your opinion on what the monument should be. What part of it you should represent?
Right. Well, let's see some of your designs.
This first one is in a kind of a Greco-Roman show of the power of the presidency.
You can see the columns there, and you, like Zeus, very godlike. It shows kind of your divinity of position.
Right. Columns and Roman. I'm not sure about this one, gentlemen.
No matter. Let's move on.
This next memorial proposal is more of a bronze statue.
How so?
It's a bronze statue of you.
I'll say this is a nice rendering.
You hate it, don't you?
Lenny, please. You hate it, don't you?
Yes, I hate it. Me, on a horse, pointing a sword to where?
To, New Horizons, or something.
This one really shows your stature, Mr. President.
Stature is good.
You have a point, Lenny. Casey, how tall would this bronze statue be?
About 12 feet tall, Mr. President.
Just 12 feet.
Mr. President, I think this one really has a certain appeal to it.
Appeal? What kind of appeal?
Social appeal?
Political appeal.
What about sex appeal?
Dear God, Lenny.
Wait a minute, Mr. Casey. Lenny, say that again?
Well, I have an idea for a monument, and it's basically that we make the monument a monument to your penis.
To my penis.
President Washington, I am so sorry.
I love it!
I mean, we've just been talking about representing your power, or your divinity, or your horse. What if we erected something that represents you a little more?
Yes, I like what you're thinking.
Maybe this monument could have a certain eroticism to it.
Yes, eroticism, exactly!
My God.
Mr. President, maybe we should take a look at a different proposal.
Frankly, Mr. Vanderbeek, Mr. Casey, you've given me enough proposals. I'm going with Lenny's idea.
But...
Go on, Lenny. Show me your proposal.
Thank you, President Washington. Here's what I'm thinking. A construction made from marble and granite, and it's just kind of an obelisk that's over 500 feet tall.
An obelisk?
You know, penis-shaped.
I don't know if that's appropriate.
Oh, dear God, maybe we should reconsider.
There's nothing to reconsider. This man, this Lenny, will be the one to capture my legacy in all of its glory. Years from now, people will visit my monument, and they'll say, that George Washington was a good man and a good president, but he had a great penis.
Yay! That was swell! Sonny Van Leibowitz here, back on for the Dr. Feelgood Unfiltered Cigarettes Comedy Radio Hour, presented by JMQR The Mothball.
The Mothball.
We're going to take a break from those royalty-free songs for an exclusive interview with Wall Street trader Mildred Nesterhoff. Mildred, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Now, a lot of people might blame someone like you for this depression that we finally escaped from.
No, that's not fair.
Next question. Ever since the end of the war, Americans have been buying more goods. Among these things, televisions. Do you think now is the time to invest in televisions?
I would suggest to never invest in televisions. They are a fad that will go out the way of the dodo before 1955.
That's swell. Anything folks should invest in?
Well, plenty of things. 3-piece suits, drum guns, wooden barrels with alcohol in them, non-rock and roll music, dances like a Charleston and the Jitterbug, the League of Nations, non-integrated baseball.
How do you think the space race will end?
Total annihilation.
Gee, thanks a whole lot for joining us. This is Sonny Van Leibowitz concluding my interview with Mildred Nesterhoff, the Queen of Wall Street. Stay tuned for another sketch and more royalty-free music after that on JMQR The Mothball. For now, Mildred and I are going to enjoy some Dr. Feelgood Unfiltered Cigarettes.
Tastes like tar. This is a swell nicotine stick.
That it is, Mildred. And now, another sketch entitled The GI Bill. Next round's on me, boys.
All right.
Yeah!
Yeah. It sure is swell to be home from the war, isn't it, Tex?
Feels great, Dallas. What about you, Gerald?
It feels great. We really kicked old Hitler's ass, didn't we?
That's right, we all fought very bravely.
Yep, we stayed with our platoons the whole time.
Hey, how about another beer? Where's that old bartender? Punchy! Punchy!
What'll it be, boys?
Punchy the bartender!
That's me. Well, I sure am glad to see you guys. You want a beer?
Yep, 3 beers for 3 veterans of the biggest war ever fought.
Sure thing. Hey, this one's on the house. How's that for a hero's welcome home?
Great.
Swell.
Deserving.
Hey, how about that new GI Bill?
How about it indeed?
What are you fellas gonna do with your GI Bills?
What aren't we gonna do?
I'm gonna use it to go to college and get my degree in musical theater.
I'm gonna use mine to go to vocational school and learn glass blowing.
I'm gonna use it to finish high school because I'm only 16.
So, the GI Bill just for schooling?
Course not. It has all kinds of benefits for war heroes like us.
My GI Bill is gonna let me buy a brand new house for next to nothing. Then I'm gonna burn it down to get the insurance money.
All right!
Am I
I'll
right?
drink to that.
When I get my GI Bill benefits, I'm finally going to reconcile my relationship with my dad.
Yeah, I'll use it to fund my newfound opium addiction.
You know what else I'll use mine for?
What's that?
I'm gonna marry my high school sweetheart.
Dallas, you've had a girl waiting around for you this whole time?
Well, no. Since I left, she's gotten happily married and has something like 4 or 5 kids.
Oh.
But I think I still got a shot. Because you know what I have that her loving husband doesn't?
What's that?
My GI Bill, baby.
Yeah. All right.
Am I right?
That GI Bill is a really great thing. And to think that any soldier who served 90 days and was not dishonorably discharged can receive benefits from it.
What?
Yeah, what was that last part you said?
You'll receive benefits.
No, the other thing you said?
Serving 90 days?
No, the thing after that.
Oh, that you can only get the GI Bill benefits so long as you weren't dishonorably discharged from your branch of the military.
Oh, really?
Nothing to worry about, you guys, right? I mean, you would only get dishonorably discharged for things like manslaughter.
Yeah, who would do something like that?
Or desertion.
Is it getting hot in here?
Or sexual misconduct.
Alleged sexual misconduct.
What?
Nothing. How about another round in the house for 3 war veterans who were definitely not dishonorably discharged and are therefore able to receive their GI Bill benefits? All right?
Whoa, yeah.
To not being dishonorably discharged.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
All right.
In Father's stocking Christmas morn, I never will forget. He found a $50 bill. He hasn't paid it yet. Everybody was but Father, and he sits round all day, feet in front of the fire, smoking his pipe of clay. Mother takes in washing, so does sister.
Hello, my name is Dr. Billy Feelgood. I'm the CEO of Dr. Feelgood Cigarettes. They'll make you feel great. I got into the cigarette business because I felt that I could help more people by making cigarettes than I could by saving their lives directly. When I was a brain surgeon, life often became stressful. Whether it was because I had 12 straight hours of brains to poke at, or because the brains just wouldn't stay in place, I felt like I was losing my brains. I founded the Dr. Feelgood Unfiltered Cigarette Company to help doctors take a load off, before, after, and during surgery. Dr. Feelgood Cigarettes. They're the only cigarettes made by doctors and for doctors. We delivered a whole truckload of Dr. Feelgood cigarettes to the Mayo Clinic, and I tell you, that building never smelled so good. Dr. Feelgood cigarettes are the product for you. I'm sure of it. So give your primary care physician a call and tell him that you have a life-threatening illness that can only be cured by drag after drag of Dr. Feelgood cigarettes.
Well, that's our hour of entertainment. We laughed at some great sketches, tapped our toes along to some royalty-free songs, and took long, unapologetic drags from Dr. Feelgood brand unfiltered cigarettes. Signing off for JMQR The Mothball and the Dr. Feelgood Radio Hour, this is Sonny Van Leibowitz saying, good golly, I hope to see you again tomorrow.
And the monkey gay at the break of day, love to hear his chimpy say, dabba 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 dab, said the chimpy to the monk. Dabba 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 dab, said the monkey to the chimp. All night long they chatter away, all day long they were happy and gay, swinging and singing in the Humpty Monkey way.
Well, that's our show, and I know what you're thinking. You want more of whatever that was. Well, you're not getting it. That's it. We're done with that premise. It's over. Just you get over it. Listen to it again, though. Show your friends, your associates, your boss at work. Maybe you'll get a promotion. Who's to say? These sketches for the Classic Radio Sketch Comedy Podcast were all written by Bo Segrest. They were starring. The voice actors were Stephen Marcus, Bo Segrest, Rob Freeman and Laura Freeman, Katie Corbin, Jack Carr, George Carr, and Ulices Mena. And as always, the Premise Podcast theme song was written and recorded by JT and Becca Mercer. Thanks again, everybody. The Mothball.